Well, hey there! Welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. I'm so glad you could join me today. You're probably wondering where I've been and what I've been up to, and so I'm about to show you, and you're probably scratching your head wondering, why is he showing me a poster advertising Star Wars Revenge of the Sith? Well, this happens to be my son's poster, which leads into his old bedroom, which he has since abandoned and left for me to take over. He has moved downstairs to our guest room and turned that into his bedroom. And I can understand why. He's almost 22, and this room was last painted when he was probably just a little toddler. It had a multicolored scheme here with a wallpaper border that ran along the two colors here, and it had sailboats on it. So it was kind of, preschoolish. And we just never got around to repainting, and so he got tired of waiting for me to paint and moved out. So now I'm going to take advantage of this space, and as you can see, I've been prepping the walls to get a new coat of paint, and I'm going to paint the ceiling as well, and turn this into my office slash grow room. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I've set up a temporary little grow light system here just to kind of get me started. And I picked up these two little, I guess they're probably 18-inch, maybe 2-foot long grow lights from Ferry Morse. And I picked these up at my local Lowe's home improvement store. And as you can see, I've got some seedlings growing under the lights here. Got some hardy hibiscus seedlings that we grew from the seeds we collected back last summer and early fall. I also have some amaryllis seedlings that we have been growing from the seeds we collected from the amaryllis that my wife received as a Christmas gift from one of the ladies at our church. But as you can see, we're kind of outgrowing this space, and I really want to expand upon that now that we have this room to be able to do that kind of thing with. So it's going to serve multiple purposes. It's going to serve as kind of an office, and over here you can see, well, you can't see because I've got a drop cloth over it to protect it, but it's a little computer table and a chair which is in need of repair, and I probably will replace the chair, and I might replace the table, not sure yet, but the table will probably wind up back over in the corner here where it was. And this table here I made for my son a couple years ago. He had an aquarium sitting on it, so the aquarium's no longer here, and so I'm just kind of taking advantage of the space right now. But all of this is going to go, and I'm going to bring in some shelving with some grow lights, probably 4-foot long grow lights and multiple shelves, and so that we can expand our production of growing plants from seeds. So that's kind of the idea here along this wall. And so it will also serve as kind of a guest room as well. Underneath the black plastic here is a set of twin beds that are set up and stacked as bunk beds. And here's the desk I was telling you about. And then I wanted to show you over here, we are desperately running out of space. I'm probably going to have to move these plants out to the greenhouse here once we get more stable temperatures. We've been hovering in the high 20s the last few nights, so I just want to wait and move them out when I know that we are beyond the threat of severe frost. So that's what we've got going on here. Just a quick update. So this happens to be my first single seed challenge. This is the golden grapefruit tree that I've started, or seedling that I've started from that one seed, and so it's doing really well. And then the other seed that I selected as my second single seed challenge is doing well as here in this windowsill as well, and it is the cross between the tropical orange hibiscus and the hardy white dinner plate hibiscus. So That's just a quick update on both of those single seed challenges. So with that being said, I'm going to get back to getting this room ready to paint, and I'll bring you back for updates as we have them. So stay tuned. Well, hey there! Welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. I'm so glad you could join us today. And yes, we are indoors. We're not outside in front of the greenhouse. Today's project is all about setting up our grow light system. We have kind of taken over this bedroom that used to be my son's bedroom. We've given it a fresh coat of paint, and as you can see, we have outgrown this kind of temporary grow light setup that we have here on this table. So what I have over here is basically a shelving unit that we're going to put together. It's made out of some heavy-duty plastic. I picked this up at Lowe's. I think when I purchased it, it was about $94. And when I looked at the price yesterday when I was at Lowe's, I think it was like $110. So it's going up with inflation. What's new, right? Everything's going up. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to dedicate this video to assembling this shelving unit and then fastening our grow lights to the shelves so that we can start growing our seeds and getting them ready to go out when they're ready to transplant out into the garden. So that's today's episode. So stay tuned. All right, let's see what this shelving unit looks like. It came just as you see it, band together here. Oops, that might have left a mark there. Okay, so what we have are 5 shelves. Within each shelf there is a series of plastic tubes, which I assume are the pieces that go between the shelves. Okay, so let's move these three out of our way for now, and let's start with the first shelf. And I don't really see any instructions here, so I think it must be pretty straightforward. Okay, this shelving unit did not come with any instructions, but it looks pretty straightforward, and I've figured out some of the pieces. This piece, for example, is the foot that goes on the bottom, so I've installed the others here. So now we can set this down. And I've already installed two of the posts on that end. And basically it just snaps into place. You just take the little end and you stick it in there until it snaps into place. And I think that this shelf is rated for up to 250 pounds, I think. And there you have it. Okay, we have our shelving unit assembled. I think it looks okay. You know, it's a grow room slash office. It's no longer really a bedroom. So let's take a look at our grow lights. I ordered these from Amazon, and I believe I purchased 6 of them, and they are LED, so they should last a while. So let's take a look at these. Alright, so we've got our shelving unit installed and put together. It was really very easy, and I guess I can see why they didn't bother to print instructions for this. Basically, you just take the tubes and you stick them in the holes that are on each corner of each shelf, and it just kind of like Legos, really, putting it together. So it was very simple. As you can see, we've got our lights installed. I'm going to bring you in closer so you can see how that works. So let me bring you in a little bit closer. Okay, so as you can see, it has a little metal clip that clips over the spine, if you will, of the LED lamp. And it also has, I don't know if you can see that, there's a hole that's in the top of this clip here. and they provided zip ties for you to run through the hole and attach to the shelving unit, which I did through one of the louvers. So let me see if I can bring it up here so you can see that. There you go. So that's how it's attached, and I'll come back with some scissors and clip the little tail. And in fact, I could probably spin this around so that it's a smoother surface for our seedling trays to sit on. But that's kind of how it's held into place. And the nice thing about this shelving unit too is it's adjustable. So if I want to bring the lights closer to center, I can move it out based on the light pattern that's shining on the seedlings below. Also, it's a kind of a plug and play with regard to the electrical outlets. So let me show you a close-up of that. Okay, here we are at the end of the lights. This is just 2 of them. We have 6 altogether, and I have room on this shelf to add 2 more so that we would have a total of 4 shelves available with lighting to grow plants. But as you can see, they provide these cords, and they just run one from another in series so that you can light them all up with one switch. So they provide all of that in this kit. So let me move the camera back so you can see the grand illumination. Alright, now that we have all 6 LED lights connected in series, running to the cord that runs into the strip outlet here that I have. The nice thing about this is that it has an on and off switch, so I can turn it on and off. So are we ready for the grand illumination? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you have it. With one flip of the switch, we have lights. So now let's get some of our plants under. Now some of them are a little bit too tall, even for this shelving unit. They outgrew my initial setup here, and so I had to move them over to the window. But there are some that are a little bit shorter that we can put under our lights here. So let's go get them. All right, set our Florida golden grapefruit tree seedling there. Alright, so I thought I'd bring you in for a closer look at what we have here on our growing shelf system. So again, this is my first single seed challenge, and you can see that on the label there. Single seed challenge 2022 golden grapefruit. I'm going to probably have to go back over my ink. It's starting to wear from the lighting, I think. But it's doing quite well. Very healthy green leaves. It's probably, if you go down to the base of it, it's probably 3, almost 4 inches in height. So we're going to leave it right there. It seems to like that. And then we have a tray of, again, hardy hibiscus seedlings that we have grown here for about a month, I guess, or so, from seeds that we collected from the crosses, the cross-pollination that we did back last summer. Now, sadly, there are some that we didn't get very high germination rates for. So, for example, the tropical orange hibiscus, which was cross-pollinated with the white dinner plate hardy hibiscus, didn't get any here in this row. We do have a few that have grown very well that are over in the window. This one is a cross of the white dinner plate and the hardy red. So 2 hardy hibiscus combined together. So it's going to be really interesting to see. In fact, you can see there's a little leaf damage here on the top 2 leaves because they were starting to hit the grow light on the little setup that I had before putting this into play. So Once they get to a certain height, it's time to up pot them, and these are sorely in need of up potting. Midnight Marvel and Determinate Hardy didn't get any germination in this tray. We might have one over there on the windowsill, not quite sure. The next row is the Determinate Hardy Hibiscus with the white dinner plate. Didn't have much success with that either. Didn't have any success with the seeds that we planted with the combination of the Honeymoon Deep Red and the Pink Swirl. We did have good success with this next row, which was a combination of the Luna Rose Hardy Hibiscus and the Honeymoon Deep Red. So that'll be interesting to see that combination. Let's see, the next row we have, looks like one, and that combination was the Honeymoon Deep Red, which was the father plant, which I always list at the top on my labels so I'll know the combination. The mother plant was the white dinner plate Hardy Hibiscus. We have one of those here. I'm not sure if we have one over in the window or not. Let's see. The next one we had really good germination with. So let's see this combination. It's the white dinner plate as the father and the cranberry crush as the mother plant. So we had quite a few of those. So be on the lookout for coming episodes. We're probably going to do an episode on up potting these or putting these in pots, because this is just in a tray now, and so we can free up this real estate to plant more seeds. All right, so let's take you over to the windowsill so you can see what we have growing over there before we bring this episode to a close. Okay, we'll start with the two on the top. This one is one of, I think, 2 or 3 that we got to germinate. The male is the father, I guess I should say, of this plant, is the tropical orange hibiscus, and the mother is the hardy white dinner plate hibiscus. The one next to it is an interesting combination as well. It is the combination of the father being the white dinner plate hardy hibiscus, the mother plant being the Honeymoon Deep Red. So it'll be interesting with the white and red flowers what that combination is going to look like. Down below, these have gotten really tall. They are in need of an up pot or planting out directly into the garden, and we may be doing that very soon, so stay tuned for that project. Okay, so starting over here to the left, we have the combination of the father being the Determinate Hardy hibiscus with the mother being the white dinner plate hibiscus. This next one, the father again is the Determinate Hardy hibiscus, the mother being the white dinner plate. So we got 2 of those here doing quite well. Okay, this one in the center, and it actually, I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can zoom it in here on this one. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but this one's already producing blooms. If you can see, I'm going to try to point my finger to it. Right there, we have some blooms. There's one right here. So it's going to be very interesting. Let me talk to you about this one. Let me zoom back out so you can see. So this one, the combination, the father is Midnight Marvel, which is a really deep like burgundy red flower. And the mother is the pink swirl hardy hibiscus. So you have that kind of pink being merged in, if you will, with that deep, deep burgundy red. So that's going to be quite interesting. Okay, so the next one here, moving to the right, we have another male determinate hardy hibiscus. And if I had to describe that, and I'm color deficient, so please forgive me if I'm off, but to me it looks like a blue flower, I think, bluish gray maybe, being again combined with the mother plant, which was the white dinner plate hardy hibiscus. And then the next two are the tropical orange hibiscus with the white dinner plate hardy hibiscus. So again, we're kind of merging two different types of hibiscus, hardy and tropical. So we'll see. It looks like with the mother plant being the white dinner plate that it's taken on more of the mother plant's characteristics with the kind of duller, larger green leaves, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I wanted it to be a hardy hibiscus, one that would come back, that wouldn't need that overwintering protection that the father requires. And I have two of those tropical orange hibiscus standard trees in the greenhouse. I think I've shown those to you before if you're a follower of the channel. So it's going to be interesting. I'm really interested to see what effect this combination will have on the flower with the orange and the white. So stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting things to share with you. And I know a couple of my subscribers have been asking for updates on the progress with the seeds that we collected from those plants that we cross-pollinated. So here's kind of just an intro into what we have. We have a variety here on the windowsill and over in the seed tray that we just showed you. And we have some more combinations that I just didn't have time to plant, to be honest, and didn't have room under the grow light system that we had initially set up. So now that we've expanded our capacity, we'll be able to try to germinate some of those other combinations that we crossed last summer. So stay tuned for updates and stay tuned to see what these flowers look like. It's going to be really interesting. Will they maintain the characteristics of the mother plant? Will there be some crossover from the father merging with the genetic genes of the mother plant? So it's real exciting. It's an exciting time with the spring and summer closing in, and now we have some blossoms that should be on their way in the next couple of weeks, I think, to opening up. So stay tuned. Well, I think that's going to about do it for this episode here on Hall Family Farms. I'm so glad you could join me today. It's good to be back. If you're not already a subscriber, I would encourage you to click that subscribe button. We've got a lot of exciting projects coming up this coming growing season, and I'd love to share those with you. So if you become a subscriber and you click that notification bell, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a new episode to our channel. And with that being said, please be safe out there, take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.